Well, welcome back to the show, Stephanie Spruill. You're a singer, songwriter, percussionist, producer, and keynote speaker, and you're author of 17 Points to Longevity in Show Business. You've been on the show before with us. Thank you so much for joining us again. Feel free to go off and check that video out, anybody that's watching. What have you been up to since, and what are you up to at the moment?
I have the Michael movie, woo, that I'm the vocal coach on. Yes, yes, for Juliano Valdi, who is the young Michael Jackson for all the Jacksons. And I worked also with Jafar, who
Okay.
is Jermaine's nephew
Yeah.
and Jermaine's son and Michael's nephew.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow. Just wow, really.
Was that fun?
Yes.
How did that come about for you? But I mean, obviously, that's a huge thing for you to be involved in. How did that start for you?
Well, I'm gonna give you a little backstory. I've worked with Michael on several projects.
Right.
On Can You Feel It? He called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, to put together the choir and the children's choir for the song Can You Feel It?
Yeah.
And we got in the studio. He loved my soprano voice, so that
Yeah.
he quadrupled my voice, and he says, I want you to do that to give the song an extra punch.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Also on Heartbreak Hotel, I sang background on that. They call it the Place Hotel, but it's Heartbreak Hotel. You know, the ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh. I did that on Heartbreak Hotel and the background. And I also played tambourine on Dancing Machine. Fast forward, I have been the young Michael's vocal coach for 5 years.
Okay.
His parents and his manager agent sent him to me, and I was getting him ready for the Broadway um, of Michael.
Mhm.
And then they called me back and said, no, there's a change. They want him for the movie. Of course, I couldn't say anything for 4.5 years because of
Right.
the NDA. However, they said, we want to submit your name to be the vocal coach for, because nobody else can teach a young Juliano to be the young Michael Jackson, but you, Miss
Yeah.
Stephanie. So he submitted my name. Graham King, who is the producer, of Michael, and he called me, oh, Stephanie, so what can you bring to the project? And I said, well, nobody can be Michael Jackson. However, I'm going to give you all the nuances. You're going to think that Juliano is Michael. So he says, you're hired. So now it's been an amazing 4.5 years working on the project. And yeah, that's how I got it. And the voice you hear of Giuliano when he's singing in the studio for Berry Gordy, that is Giuliano singing as the young Michael Jackson. So I worked very hard to get him to have that timbre and tone and,
Mm.
yeah, pitch and soul like Michael. I'm just blessed to be on that incredible, incredible project.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. And it's on fire right now.
Oh, it's on fire, over almost 500 million, if not over 500 million worldwide. It's going to be the biggest movie ever in the world
Yeah.
Mm.
of
And
all time.
well, we've been promoting, I saw it.
Good, good.
Uh, the kid looks just like Michael.
Mm.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
Giuliano's just like, and Jafar did a brilliant job
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
Uncle Michael.
that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about. Jafar looks just like him.
Yeah, just like him. He does. In
That's
fact,
amazing.
when I was in the studio with Jafar at his home uh, at Havenhurst, the compound for the family, Michael built a studio there. Of course, that's where I did some work with Jafar.
Mm.
And I told him, I said, my goodness, Jafar, you look just like your uncle right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can feel Michael's spirit in here because that's where he wrote
Oh,
all of those hit songs.
Mm.
It's
wow.
that's where he wrote Thriller and Bad. It's incredible. So his spirit is still and forever will be with us.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
amazing. Now, wait a minute. So I heard that you was a percussionist.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Honey, Motown used to hire me to do so at Norman Whitfield for all of his gigs, and Marvin even said, what are you doing in here? I said, honey, I'm here to make some money. Okay. So I worked with a lot of artists. In fact, over there at Motown, a lot of people didn't know I was a singer because I would be there on all of the sweetening dates, with Ray Parker and all the baddest musicians on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with my tambourine case and breaking out everything. Thank David T. Walker for telling them about me.
Mm.
Yeah. Now I have a friend that got in touch with me, and he didn't know that you the one did the vocals, the coaching on it, right? And he
Okay.
goes, Skyler, can my daughter take lessons from her?
Oh,
I
of
said,
course.
I will
Course.
ask you. I will ask you. And then, so he's a very wealthy man, and he got a beautiful daughter. And he said, I want her to take lessons from her. I said, well, let me see if she'd be interested. She's kind of big. So if I can put him in touch with you, that'd be amazing, right?
Yeah, well, Spruill House, Spruilhous at AOL or at Gmail. She can hit me up and I can set up a Zoom class because I do them all over the world. My school, Spruill House Music School of Voice and Artist Development, is an international school, and
Mm.
I am a vocal dialect coach and diction coach. A lot of people from all over the world come to me to do their albums in English. So I have a variety and a plethora of students. So she can hit me up and go to my IG, Spruill House, Spruilhous, and Facebook the same. And just Google Stephanie, Stephanie, Spruill, Spruill.net. Go there and you can see everything. My
Mm.
book, 17 Points to Longevity in Show Business, staying
Mm.
focused on your
Yeah.
vision. You can receive all of that. Go to Amazon, you can get my ebook. And yeah, all my wares, in fact, my exercise streaming, you can go there and purchase that, or my records, my Jazz Day album, and
Mm.
all of my albums, even the one in Spanish, you can purchase it on Amazon under Stephanie Spruill.
Yeah. I just got home from Spain last night. Uh,
Great.
you know, speaking engagements on songwriting and stuff like that. Now, are you a lyricist yourself?
I can barely hear you, my brother. Can you
Oh,
turn your mic
sorry.
up? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a lyricist too?
Oh, yes, I wrote some hit records, with Jeff Lorber. I wrote Sweet Control and Nothing Lasts Forever for John Lucien. And
Okay.
also I wrote for Najee, a hit
Yeah.
song on his Tokyo album. Yes, so I am a writer. And
That is so fun. Yeah. It's so fun, right? To write lyrics.
it's
Why not?
wonderful. I love it because you're either writing your feelings, what you're going through, what's happening in the world, like what Michael wrote when he wrote Earth, the Earth song.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what about us? He wrote so many phenomenal songs. Um, so, yeah, writing is very dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Do you write social conscious lyrics?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're very important. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We push the social conscious lyrical
Well, that's
content
what it's
here,
all
right?
about. What's going on right now, you know?
Oh boy.
Oh, come on. We won't even go down that rabbit hole, but we'll touch on it.
Yeah.
Just get out there and vote, y'all. You
Yeah.
better, whether they redistrict, whatever they do, because they're trying to take away our African American vote. Okay, so we're the trailblazers. We changed the paradigm shift, and when they signed it into being, where we could vote opposed to seeing how many jelly beans was in a bottle. My mother was a community activist. So you asked me, do I do
Okay.
social conscience lyrics or am I socially aware? Yes, I
Mm.
am, because it's in my DNA, because my mother was a community activist. She campaigned for all of the Kennedys, this one, that one, and the third. So they were all, a lot of the politicians would come to our house. So my mother was an income tax consultant, notary public, as my father and mother were rearing 9 children. They were
Oh
doing it
boy.
in tandem, darling.
Yeah,
And all
absolutely.
of us were musically inclined, and my
Mm.
mother was also a writer. She wrote this incredible
Yes.
poem called Believe Me. She was reading the newspaper one day and it said, wow, President Eisenhower, this is back in the day, okay, is conducting a poetry contest. And my mother said, I write poetry. She said, I'm going to enter. My mother entered that contest. And that, remember, this is all over the country. My mother won.
Wow.
And the
Oh
poem she
wow.
won was Believe Me.
Got you.
Believe
Yeah.
me for what I am and what I hope to be. Believe me in my honest integrity. Believe me in my many ways of wrong. Believe me when I'm lost in song. Believe me for the work I dread. Believe me for the tears I've shed. Believe me for success I might attain. Believe me for kindness I shall reign. When I bow my head in prayer, believe me, for I know God is ever there. Believe me. Written by Olivia P. Spruill, my mother, in
Wow.
Wow.
1958. So, yes, I'm
Wow.
socially
That's
aware.
absolutely.
That's
Wow.
72 years ago.
Amazing.
72 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
now, now Marvin, because that was my favorite social conscious music writer, Marvin
What
Gaye.
did you say?
Marvin Gaye was my social conscious.
Oh, yes. I worked with Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I almost did. I almost worked with Marvin. We were rehearsing. I was going to be in the band with Marvin because I play congas too, right? And
Okay.
his father killed him, you know.
Yeah.
I quit my job. I quit my job and we over there rehearsing. I was like, man, I'm about to go out with Marvin Gaye. And next thing you know, it was all over. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
amazing, but
Yeah. Marvin was socially conscious when he did
what's
What's
going
Going
on?
On.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he did the movie, when he did the music for the movie, I can't think, all these things are going through my head. But he was socially conscious. And that's the song I used to sing, What's Going On in front of the band with David T. Walker. That
Mm.
was one of the songs.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. I mean, that whole, he just changed everything. That record's
he
over
changed
50.
everything.
It was over 50 years ago. And
Yes.
I
And we're
love this. I
and we're
love this.
still singing it,
Yeah.
Mm. Still
I love
singing
relevant.
it,
Yeah.
just like still singing Michael's songs,
Yeah.
still dancing to them. They had a social consciousness, both Michael and Marvin.
that's right. Now I love that story.
Gone too soon, gone too soon.
Yeah. I love that story. Uh, Barry Gordy says, so now what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? He said, man, I gotta write something about this war, man, because I gotta tell people what's going on.
I
That's
know.
what that title came from.
Mm.
And still today, that's bigger than all the love songs he ever did,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and correlate that to Michael writing the Earth Song.
True. Yeah,
What's
that's
going
true.
on in politics, what's going on with our ecology, what's
Mm.
going on, what are we doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know? But
it's amazing.
it's
Are you?
beautiful. We are here. We're talking about the beauty of Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And all I got to say is God is good
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Every day, all day. Uh,
all
uh,
day.
have every day, all day. Are you doing another record?
Oh, yeah, right. First and foremost, I'm going to do my one woman show
Mm.
and write another book. And I do everything in tandem because what happened when I was working on the set of Michael, I live in Altadena in the hills, and I lost everything in that catastrophic fire. I
Right.
lost my
Oh, wow.
recording studio, my home, all of my accolades, all of my gold and platinum records, all of the things that I've performed on 7 continents a couple of times. Everything, every
Yeah.
concert that I would go to, I would always buy an artifact, something special, like either it was art or some kind of statue or whatever.
Mm.
Everything's gone. Everything, my recording studio, just everything. So, but you know what?
Yeah.
We're building and we're 50% rebuild already.
Okay. Wow. Excellent.
Yes, yes, yes. That's where I'm going today after our podcast. I'm going to see
Wow.
my home and
Yeah.
have the final inspection on the 50% built.
Right.
So doing well. That's why I say God is good.
Mm.
Even in the midst, I am
Yeah.
a phoenix rising out of the fire. You
Definitely.
know, you can't keep this sister down, baby, because I don't give up, I don't give out,
No.
and I don't give in. So,
How about
hey,
that?
how about that?
Yeah. I think the street was called Sereno up there in Altadena. I lived at. It was about 2 blocks from the Rose Bowl, you know. But this is back in the shoot. This is back in '70s where when I lived there for a little while. You know, I lived in LA for about 8 years before I
Okay.
moved on to
Okay.
start working for Narda Michael Walden and Walter
Oh, yeah, Michael
Afanasieff.
Walden, yes, the
Yeah, and
great drummer, yeah,
Walter Afanasieff.
producer, writer of all time.
Yeah, but I need it. Do you know Walter Afanasieff?
No.
Walter, I got to introduce you to Walter. He lives in LA. He did all the Mariah Carey records. We did the Titanic with Celine Dion. Uh,
Mm,
a lot of records I did up there. But I've been on 2,500 records too.
I
Like you.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, Tom.
Well, I just want to know. I mean, obviously, we briefly mentioned your plethora of platinum records and gold records. Um, if you can you give us maybe a top three of things that you've been involved with that you kind of think, wow, I was there when this happened, or I was part of this particular song or track.
Well, I already mentioned Michael,
Mm,
Can You Feel It? That
yeah.
was that was pivotal.
Mm,
David Bowie, Burning Down the House with Gasoline.
mm,
I did that record, and then it ended up being in the movie Inglorious Bastards. See,
yeah.
a lot of stars I worked with, they transcended just music. It went into movies and
Mm,
commercials, and you know, Donna Summer, beep beep, hey, toot toot.
mhm.
I did that, and I received, for Grammy participation awards for that.
Yeah.
Elton John, I played percussion for him in LA. And when I was in New Zealand
Uh-huh.
working with the Talking Heads on tour, we had 3 days off. Found out Elton was in town. I called him because he was staying in the same hotel at the Siebel Townhouse
Yeah.
in Sydney, Australia. And I said, uh, called and I said, Elton, and his valet said he's not here right now, but as soon as he gets here, I'll have him call you.
Right.
Don't you know, in 20 minutes, he called me. Hey, old girl, what you doing? You bring your tambourines with you? And I said, no, because my other tambourines are in New Zealand with Talking Heads because I had 3 days off, four
Yeah.
days off. So I stayed in Australia.
Yeah.
And so he says, I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna go buy you some tambourines. He picked me up in his stretch Rolls Royce limo,
Sorry.
and we went around Sydney, Australia, looking for tambourines in all the
Wow.
music stores. And after that, he said, you want to hang with me? I said, yes, Hilton. We went to a club. He says, I want you to see and meet my friend. And it was Robert Plant.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
That's
Oh my
amazing.
God, that's my favorite. I loved that group.
Mm,
But anyway, I'm hanging. Robert Plant is sitting here. I'm sitting in the middle, and Elton John here. You couldn't have picked a better trio,
definitely.
trifecta.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So I got
Wow.
some great, when you say who are the best one, Gino Vanelli, I just want to stop. I made up those backgrounds. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
that's me. I made
Yeah.
up those backgrounds on that. And the trajectory just went like this because everybody said,
Yeah.
who is on soprano on the song?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said, Stephanie Spruill, I want her. I want her. I want. And then doing the color tour on Donald Byrd's hit, Stepping Into Tomorrow,
Mm,
that's
Yeah.
me. So many pivotal records. So I've worked with everybody, Aretha Franklin,
Yeah.
Luther
Yeah. Yeah.
Vandross. So, and
Wow.
that's just an iota of the people
Yes.
that I was blessed, and they were
Incredible.
blessed to have Stephanie Spruill on their team.
Definitely.
I sang on that song through the storm with Elton and Aretha, the duet.
Oh, okay. Okay. You did the background?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good. Great.
Wait,
That's wonderful.
I mean, it's
Yeah, yeah.
just all kind of, you know, I tell people all the time, background singing is way harder than singing lead
Oh, well,
because
you have to blend. It's all about being a team player.
Hmm.
Together, everyone achieves more. It's not
yeah,
about you, but it's about your sound, your blend,
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
tone.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what it's all about. Not everybody can be a background singer. Like I said, sometimes you can make more money behind the scenes than in front.
yeah, it's
Because you
insane.
see how it's done. You check out everybody. So when you're doing your own shows and you're working with the best, like touring the world with Julio Iglesias and
mm,
touring each continent in different languages, you see how it's done first class. When you're on a Let's Get Physical tour with Olivia Newton-John,
Yeah,
you see how it's done first class. So
mm.
I was really blessed. So by the time we're here with Michael's movie, Miss Stephanie has done it all. And my
yeah,
own career,
Yeah.
my own
Oh,
career. In the interim, I was doing my own albums, producing my own albums. And then I saw there was a paradigm shift in show business and record companies. That's when I started my school of
yeah.
voice and artist development. Artist
Mm.
development went out of the window in all the companies. I said, "Oh, I have a niche I can
yeah.
fit." And I started my international school. Now it's been a school for 30 years.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get your information because there's a lot of people over here would love to maybe take some courses from you or something like that, right?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's
Definitely.
really, really cool. I can't wait to uh, I know this movie's amazing for you and stuff like that. But when your record comes out, that's what I want to hear.
Oh yeah, you
Mm.
will go on Amazon. You can see all of my records, the Jazz Day album, my album in Spanish, my all of my memoirs, I have
Mm.
several records that's
Yeah.
there for sale. So you can promote those too.
Oh,
Stephanie
for
Spruill.
sure. Definitely.
What's this the content for this record is going to be that you're doing?
My newest record,
Yeah.
it's gonna be wow. When you mention my brother, social consciousness, because my last one was thankful.
Hmm.
That's what it was talking about, being thankful and grateful
Yeah.
and knowing who and whose I am. It's
Yeah.
going to be with the social consciousness and with the spiritual energy that God has bestowed on me that I will be writing about.
Mm.
Because what's happening now, it's happening. But also it's going to be bright and beautiful and talking about love and light.
Yeah.
We got to bring some light into this world. It's all about the light. And that's what Michael was. He was a light.
Hmm.
Uh, People are tired of bad news.
Yes, no, I'm not social content. Oh, they didn't do this. Honey, I've lost my house and my recording studio and
Yeah.
everything that all my core tour and performing arts school classes, everything, all my
Mm.
books, all my wares, all everything
Mm.
gone and puff of smoke. And when I saw it's just ash. But you know what? God made a new palette for Miss Stephanie. You're
Yes.
doing this movie, Michael. Also, you will continue to build your dream home. You
Mm.
Yeah.
didn't know that I had for you, Miss Stephanie. You're going to continue to press forward and give back because that's why we're here. We're here to serve, to
Mm.
give to the community of creatives and with whom that I've worked with or people that would just come in my sphere. Give it back. I can't keep all of this knowledge and all this light to myself. I'm giving it to a dark world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my job, and that's what I will be doing.
Yeah. You can bring some light. Tom?
That's what it's all
Amen.
about.
Amen. I just want to know, obviously we've mentioned your records and your kind of your wares, as you say. Just want to know for everybody out there what the best kind of web links for you are, so we can. So what I'll do is pop them in the description of the video here. If you can just sort of tell us the links, we'll add those in for you, and people can go off and check it out.
StephanieSpruill.net. That's
Okay.
StephanieSpruill.net. Spruill House. This is for Instagram and Facebook at SPRUILHOUS. No E at the end of house, and not two L's for Instagram and Facebook.
Wonderful.
We love you, sister. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie, so much.
So wonderful.
Thank you.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.